Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
That came out fast. I don't know why I did that, but I just did.
You took me back a little bit. Hello, Rose. I'm doing great. How are you on this Monday morning or Monday evening?
Monday was difficult for me. I really had a hard time getting out of bed. I appreciate you posting so early because there was no way I was, and it was the most appropriate post ever.
I meant to post that another Monday, but it was another Monday and I forgot. So I actually set my alarm to get up bright and early this morning because there was something I wanted to get accomplished before work. And the person that was supposed to help me with said project was not as prompt as me. So I had time.
I see.
Yeah.
So as I've been dedicating to myself, I was getting up an hour earlier and I was exercising and I was doing these meditations. That did not happen today. And in fact, I snoozed until 7:30 before I had to get up, and I was still late for work. So That's what happened.
Oh, well. Things happen.
Yeah, I'm not usually like...
It was COVID's fault.
It was COVID's fault. Mondays are just another day. Like, it is kind of a drag to get back to work, but I don't always Monday is not the worst day. It's not a horrible day, but today was just, it's cold.
It is cold.
And it was warm in my bed under my blankets with my dog.
Well, my weekends are very busy, so Mondays for me are actually kind of not a relaxing day, but I don't have the grandkids like I do all weekend, and I have lots of worky stuff to do at work, but at least nobody is physically climbing on my head.
I understand that. So yeah, it was a rough go today, but I muscled through and I feel pretty darn good now.
Well,
I
good.
can say that I was very well rested.
That's good. Over the weekend, my granddaughter likes to stay up late at my house. And so a lot of times we go to bed pretty late. I go to bed pretty late anyway. But I just let her stay up as long as I do if she wants to, because then she'll sleep in. And I like to have my coffee and, do that stuff in the morning by myself. And this weekend, she wanted to go to the bed. So, and she wanted to be in her room, which is my guest room. She refers to that as her room, even though we usually sleep in mine. So she wanted to sleep in the guest room. And it's probably 9:30, 9:45 we went back there. And I am never in bed that early. And so I was like, I am going to be so well rested. And about every hour, she would wake me up to ask me something. And don't you know that little nugget was still awake at midnight, 1 o'clock? Like, what are you doing? So I was in bed many more hours than usual. I don't know that I got any more rest out of it. But but I got up early today.
Yeah, I did not. It was hard. I want it to be warmer out. The first snow has happened. That's out of the way. The first snow is beautiful to me. And now it can all be done. I'm good with fall and spring. Totally the best seasons ever. But now winter it's not even winter yet officially. And it's just going to get colder, which sucks.
I have been I don't mind the cold too much, but this year I know it has kept me inside a little bit more already. It's cold out there. I don't want to go put up the Christmas decorations. But then I realize I also haven't got my winter coat out of the closet. I'm just wearing I'm still wearing jackets and hoodies. And maybe if I brought out an actual winter coat, I wouldn't be so cold. But yeah, I have that, when you're just chilled, you can't shake a chill. That's been getting me.
Yeah. I have put up my Christmas tree. I put up my Christmas tree a while ago, and I bought this resin skeleton angel that the intention of purchasing that, it was on clearance at Michael's, like right after Halloween, was for our TikTok project. And it was in my car, and it was in my grandson's car seat because I didn't want other stuff to be put on top of it, because I often put big stuff in and out of my car. So I thought the car seat was safe, but I was picking him up on that particular day, and I didn't have an angel for my Black Christmas tree. So I just kind of sat it on the front of the tree, and it kind of looks pretty badass there. So now I don't have to find a new topper. I have this a skeleton angel on my tree, on my Black Christmas tree, with pink and silver glittery ornaments. So it's sort of Barbie, sort of goth, and pretty awesome.
That's kind of cool. Rock and roll Barbie.
Yes.
Well, I have a 3-foot hot pink tree, which is the princess tree, and then like the 7-foot regular Christmas tree. And I've been wanting to get a white one, kind of maybe a 5 or 6 footer, in between. I thought that would be a cute little cluster. So I've been on this hunt for Christmas decorations because I keep adding every year to my display out front. I don't even know what site I was on because it's hard to find them this year. And I found a silver tree. I didn't know I needed a silver tree, but now I think I need a silver tree and a blue tree. So, so now I am in the hunt for, I need a 3-foot, either blue or purple, and then a 5 or 6 foot silver and white. So there will be 5 trees, and no, I don't know where the hell I'm going to put them in my house.
So when I was shopping last year for my Black Christmas tree, and was having a hard time finding it until after Christmas, but they have these long, narrow ones that are really good for the cluster sort of thing, especially for my small apartment.
Well, and then I was ready to buy one online, just because I got all excited about finding this. It was silver tinsel tree, so super sparkly. And then when I was out shopping, I went to 5 different stores trying to find new Christmas inflatables before I finally purchased one. And they had like different white trees there, and they had white and silver. And some of them, I'm realizing that's not something I think you can really buy online, because some of them were nice and full, where other ones looked like, I don't know, kind of like toilet brushes on a stick. Just not wonderful, like way too big gaps in between the branches and stuff like that. So we will see.
Long ago, when I worked at the eBay store, one of the best sellers that ever came in was a silver tinsel sort of tree, and it came with this light box with it, and it was like popular in the 50s and 60s.
Okay.
And it would project a color on the tree, and it was really cool. And some of them were in good shape, and then others that I saw listed were like sort of mangled, but they sold like ridiculous, crazy prices. And I don't even remember the name of the tree, but yeah, that's like an old school silver tinsel sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of old school. Well, one of the things I wanted to add to my display this year is I want some Christmas trees outside. And they have, they're almost like a spiral tree. It's just like a thing of lights that kind of spiral up. And I was thinking just something like that. I don't have a lot of space to store stuff at this point. But those, collapse flat. So I was thinking those would be perfect. And I am usually one of those people that has a very specific, I want this exact thing, and then I can't find it and I get all irritated. So I went very general this year. I want a collapsible light up tree for outside. That was my parameters, but it had to be in a small package. And evidently they don't make those spiral trees anymore. I finally decided I want one 5 years after they quit making them or whatever. And I could not find anything that was even remotely like that. And there's several different styles I've seen. Could not find anything even close. I did find some sort of tree. It kind of looked reminiscent of a butt plug, for lack of a better.
Wow.
Well, that's what in the shape. It was just this weird kind of, I mean, you know, Christmas trees have the jagged edges where it just kind of had one. It was very odd. Anyway, but the box itself was like 3 foot by 3 foot and then maybe 6 inches thick. But I mean, it's still kind of a big box.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get it, but.
Probably don't want that in your yard.
No, I don't want the butt plug tree in my yard.
Well, the only inflatable sort of thing I have, thanks to you, is I have a Christmas goat.
I totally forgot about that.
But I don't have an outlet in front. That's the thing. So I guess I could
put under your door.
Put a cord under my door.
Well, what I did add is a reindeer this year. So, and I think I'm going to put my Halloween dragon. We're going to put garland around his neck, and he's going outside too.
There you go.
He's going to hang out with the unicorn.
In my TikTok perusing, there is a company, and I believe they're here in Ohio, that is making Halloween Christmas ornaments. And I didn't really like their designs. I think I could do better. Like, I didn't know that other people were weird like me that could do this or had an interest in them. But apparently their sales are doing well. So I think next year I could really make some bank.
So are they Christmas ornaments that have Halloween themes? Or
Yes.
Are they ornaments for Halloween?
No, they are Christmas ornaments with badly drawn Halloween themes on them.
Huh. Okay.
Yes.
So, I mean, Tim Burton's made a whole career out of The Nightmare Before Christmas, so.
Yeah. So not that I could draw, but I mean, how difficult, you don't even have to draw. You just take a ornament, maybe a black ornament, and you get red drippings all around it.
Oh, okay.
And like there's lots of marbleization techniques that you can do to make it sort of goth. You could spider web something up. Like there's lots of things that you can do that doesn't require real artistic talent. And I think I could do it.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Artistic talent, we got to call our girl Jen if we need some artistic talent. We ain't it.
Yes, no, I am not it. Not it. But yeah, I was inspired by their designs, but I think I could improve upon them.
For as kind of out there as I am, I do tend to be pretty traditional when it comes to Christmas. Says the girl who's putting a dragon and a unicorn in her front yard.
Sure.
I had with a friend of mine who has been stuck going holiday shopping with me while we go on these excursions trying to find the lights and stuff that I want. I have very specific thoughts on how things should be. I had to explain how there are white lights that go on the house. Colored lights go on the bushes. And as we drove through the neighborhood, and he's pointing out houses that have colored lights, he's like, that looks good. I'm like, yeah, no, it doesn't. So white lights on the house, colored lights on the bushes. For my house, anyway. I just can't do it. Straight line lights should be white, in my opinion.
I see. So is it the yellow gold sort of light or white? Because there's a difference there too.
I believe mine are like a brighter white.
Yeah, I like the bright white lights too. I don't like the golden sort of lights.
So here's what I got this year. The lights that I purchased are about the size of like a nightlight bulb, like that size light.
Mm-hmm.
They're bigger than the minis, and because these are going along the like the gutter of my house. So I wanted a more substantial light. And you know, at the hardware store, they have a whole display where you can see what all the different lights look like. And he's like, do you want this size or that size? And here's the mini lights. And of course the mini ones, you can get, 500 for what I paid for, 150 of the others. But I wanted the bigger impact from the lights. And there's these new ones that are kind of like more flat. They're not a pointy bulb. They're like a pill, if you will. So he was showing me those, and those are pretty bright. And I'm like, no, don't like those. I want these big ones. So as we're putting them on the house, I hear cursing. And he's like, I keep dropping the caps to the lights. They're the little pill lights with a cap over them.
Tricky people.
Yeah, so the bulb is not really a bulb. It's just the shape. And of course it illuminates within it. So the entire shell, if you will, glows. But here are the lights I didn't want are the lights I purchased with shapes on them. No clue.
It's kind of genius, actually.
Yeah. I just, but so now the silver lining, if you will, is when the lights that I purchased are no longer in vogue, or I've lost enough of the caps, we can just pull them all off, and I've got whatever these new little lights are.
Yeah, I heard this morning on Good Morning America that tree sales are up, and people just want some holiday cheer. And the CDC is saying not to travel again, of course, during Christmas. And so there's a lot of people who are longing for connection and missing their families. So they're just doing all they can to bring a little bit of cheer into their house. So probably what you're looking for is probably sold out. And I know that shelves are empty a lot in a lot of places.
Not only are they selling faster, I'm thinking that maybe the stores didn't stock as much as well. Because I typically am, middle of December is when I'm going to the store and buying things and for my display. And this year I went in the end of November and didn't find much. And then when I went back just a few days later, what few things there were gone. So, I mean, I'm happy to drive around the neighborhoods and see all the decorations out because there's definitely more.
Yeah.
I've noticed, and I don't know if it's just new people moving into my neighborhood because, the same people do the same display every year. But I've noticed more displays this year. And again, don't know if it's new people in the neighborhood or just people, hell, if they're home, working from home. Yeah. My boss doesn't know that I'm not sitting at my computer because they can't see me. All those people that do the Zoom meetings in their boxers have put on pants and went outside and put up decorations.
Christmas is happening whether we like it or not. I think a lot of people are looking forward to it. But, the kids who write letters to Santa. Yeah. Did you know that the post office puts them on a website called Operation Santa, and you can adopt kids and fulfill their wish list from there?
No. I knew that there were people, I knew the post office collected the letters and sent them somewhere for people to open and read and do something with, but I did not realize that they put them on a website for others to see. Yeah,
it's USPSOperationSanta.com. Okay. And this is something else that I found out through TikTok. I'm learning all kinds of shit from TikTok. You really got to download it. I know.
You keep telling me you learn stuff, but I feel like I would go down this rabbit hole, and 3 days later,
yes,
I'm going to come out, and what did you learn? And I don't know.
There's a lot of rabbit holes you can go down. And the good side of TikTok and these really positive people that are my tribe that people like me connect with, because TikTok knows everything about me now, they are the ones who said, hey, USPS does this. Let's all go adopt some kids not adopt kids, but adopt some wish lists. Today is the first day that I actually looked at it. I think it was live maybe one day last week. And they release new ones every day. And the address is blocked out. You just click a button that says, this is fulfill this or something like that. Whatever the link says, it says this is the one.
Okay, so there's a way that you indicate that you're going to do something so you don't have 500 people adopting Sally and her,
Yes.
Barbie doll request and nobody for Susie and her
Right.
Elmo request. Okay.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So I looked at it sort of late in the day today, and there was like maybe 15 letters in the individual. There's a box, a selection for individual kids, and then there's one for families. And there was nothing left for the families, but all were in the kids. So most of the kids wanted like high dollar electronics, iPhones, smartwatches, PS5s, typical kids sort of things. Kids want electronics for sure. And so that was sort of out of my price range. So I will leave that to other people who can do that. The last one was a heartbreaker for me, though, and it was this kid saying that his family didn't have any heat in their house. And the request was for Target gift cards. And I felt like a little uncertain about that. Like, is this real, or is this like maybe somebody else is already hip to this and this is how they get Target gift cards? And so I felt kind of bad for
the skeptical part of myself. Thought that when you were saying that, is this a way for people to get stuff?
Yeah. So I don't know, but also people are hurting. So I don't know what it really matters. If there is a need, even if it is an adult, is it for me to judge? But I can't, a Target card is not going to get anybody's lights on, but there's not also like a Cash App thing either. So like, I mean, it would be also weird if they asked for prepaid Visa cards too. Like the same would be true.
At least with Target, it's not like they said, I want, a Saks Fifth Avenue gift card. Target is pretty average Joe kind of products. So, they can go and get, take care of their holy underwear and get some new skivvies, or, go over and get some groceries or toiletries. So I can see where that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't think anything of it for Walmart because, it's a one-stop shop kind of thing.
Yeah. Target is getting more and more groceries, though. So maybe that's what the closest is to them. I don't know. So I really had to step back and like stop being over judgmental about it and take off that hat and just say, you know what, people are hurting and what does it matter?
And you know what? Maybe they know somebody that works at Target and that's where they get a discount. So more bang for their buck.
Yeah.
Miss Judgy McJudgerson.
I know. It's just so... I don't know why I felt that. I just wanted to be honest. That's the way I felt. And it's just a shitty year. And why not help people? So if you guys find yourselves wanting to give back, USPS OperationSanta.com.
I think we should adopt somebody.
I think so too.
For sure.
So I will take a look tomorrow and see what's out there. And see what letters feel good in the heart and do it.
Yeah. There's someone, my granddaughter doesn't, write yet. She's too young. Well, both of them are. But I wanted to, there's someone in my neighborhood that collects letters for Santa, and they actually will respond. They write their responses themselves and send it back. So I thought that would be really cool. They've made a Santa mailbox, and that's on their porch. And so I thought that might be cool because she's kind of getting into it this year. Mm-hmm. She understands a little bit more. She actually, is asking Santa for things. LOL surprise doll is what she's requesting. Maybe that would be good. Maybe her and I could adopt a family too. So not only does she write a letter, but we can read a letter and buy something for a family. That might be a good tradition to start. Yeah. So you can ask for something for you, but then let's do something nice for others. Mm-hmm. That would be cool.
That would be cool. So you talked a couple weeks ago about gift exchanges, and you were unsure if you were going to do that. So this last week...
And I did not, by the way.
You did not?
No. The gifts for the group I was talking about, they've started flying, and I've seen people in the group, getting their gifts and stuff like that. I decided not to participate.
Gotcha. So a couple years ago now, when we created a character called the Bitter Angel, which is to come still, that'll be a TikTok thing. I grabbed all of the Bitter Angel logons possible, and I never use Reddit, but I grabbed Reddit just because it was like the hot thing at the time and people were using Reddit. I really don't get Reddit, but whatever. But I got an email on the Bitter Angel email that said the gift exchanges is happening. And I'm like, let's see what this is about. So I signed up to be an elf, which is a higher level than just the regular gift exchange.
So like, what do you mean higher level? Like dollar amount level or?
No, it is for the more serious Reddit givers who have a history. Not everybody has a history because of course I don't, but the chances are better that you're not out.
Okay.
And other elves are participating. So you have to pay for this. I paid $10 for 3 months of being an elf. So I feel like if somebody's going to pay $10 and you could do it for a year, and I think that was a little bit more, but nobody's going to pay $10 to like not invest in this gift giving. So that seemed like a better thing for me.
Yeah.
So I just got matched today with somebody in Dayton. I don't know who my person is. It's not an exchange. He gives for me and I give for him. But I'm very interested. I'm doing this for a social experiment because I've never used Reddit. So there's nothing for a person to go on. And if you go to the Bitter Angel website, there's a blue screen and a cloud. It does ask for your personal URL. So my coaching website is up there. And it did ask for a gift registry. And I put a lot of random stuff on there. Some artwork from Etsy, a water bottle, some other woo-woo stuff. So like, I really want to see how people see me.
You should have put that expensive machine that you've been wanting on there.
Well, I was going to, but then I found a download site that I don't have to buy any of it. And I don't have to ruin my brain cells to try to figure out how to make that whole contraption work because it looked very complicated.
Okay, cool.
So I can download and put in my headphones and listen from my phone. So much simpler.
There you go. Figuring it out. So that was the thing. So I wanted to give a good range because I have like everything on there is like very inexpensive. I think the top thing was $50 and the lowest was like $12. And I certainly don't want to break a bank for anybody whatsoever. So that's not what it was about. But then I thought, what if there is somebody who like $1,000 means nothing? What do I really want? But I haven't posted it. Like, I don't know what I really want for $1,000. So I don't know. Maybe that will be to come later. I don't know, but I'm probably already matched. So they probably are. They could be stalking me now. Dun, dun, dun.
But I wonder if my name pops up for this podcast. I don't know. It's all very interesting. So I'm interested to see how good of a match I am to my match, and that I give him what he requested. I'm going to be very careful to not give him anything from his list, but to try to dig deeper into his psyche and give him something that he would appreciate that maybe he didn't know that he wants. It could go well or it could not go well.
Maybe we should do something, since he is in Dayton and we're just in Columbus.
Just go up on his house?
No! I wasn't going to say that. during COVID, I am being less stalkery-ish. Less stalkerish. No, but like, we are trying to explore what there is to do in our city and different cities. And maybe, hey, here's some cool things to do in Columbus. Like he could be a pen pal going forward, maybe. You tell, I mean, I've already got a Dayton connection, to get, that sounds really weird.
It does sound weird.
One of my other best friends lives in Dayton. Hey, Danielle. Or near Dayton. So, I can always reach out and, hey, what's this, and this. But, it's neat to find out from locals what there is to do. So maybe we give him a rundown of things he can do in Columbus.
Good idea.
Yeah. So I've recently met someone who lives in a different part of town, closer to downtown, and likes to spend a lot of time in downtown Columbus. And so I had, told him I want him to kind of be my guide to our own city. Because you and I travel out of town all the time to go explore other cities that have a better list of things to do. And I'm sure there's tons of stuff to do here, but, we've just not discovered that niche where we can wander around for days and days in a town in like Louisville. Shout out to Louisville.
And when we were in Louisville and we were talking about the doors, the people that had a door to their back entrance didn't even know that that was an art installation or know anything about it.
So we could be the very same way.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So just an idea, a little freebie idea we could throw in. I'm sorry, I keep kicking you under the table. A little freebie idea we can throw in for your guy, something a little more personal. You still got to buy him stuff. But.
I still got to buy him stuff. And maybe, he said there is a question on there. Would you speak to the media about your gift exchange? And he answered that no. But what if I invited him on the podcast and like, what was your experience with this? How did you find this? And I could just put that in a card and when I send him whatever, he could say yes or no.
We could do that. Mm-hmm. See how crazy he is. Think he can fit in. If not, well, will he have our address? Because if he's an ass, I could just make fun of him on the air and that could be great.
He will have my home address, yes.
Okay, well then never mind. This is information I need.
Well, no. We're not matched together, so no, he won't have my address unless I put it on the card that I send.
Yeah, okay.
I have his address, so I don't know who my Santa is. It's not exchange back and forth.
Right.
It's a spider web exchange.
Okay.
Yeah, if that makes sense. I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm going down this whole Spider-Man thing in my head now. Thanks.
No problem. I heard something else very interesting that just happened today, and so I want your thoughts on this.
Okay.
The Olympics is going to be in Paris in 2024, which sounds pretty awesome.
So I should start training now is what you're telling me?
Paris! No, we could just go.
Okay.
I'm sure COVID will be over by then. That's my guess.
Maybe. The French will probably still be the French, though.
I took 1 year of French in high school. I can get us by, I think.
I took 2 years Italian. I cannot. I will feed people. That's it.
Mangia. So breakdancing is going to be an Olympic event in 2024.
Welcome back to 1984? What? Like, do people still breakdance?
Apparently. And I thought it was an American sort of thing. I didn't know it, like, I didn't understand that other countries had this thing.
I feel like a lot of things that start in one country, whether it's America or elsewhere, eventually kind of work their way around the globe. But it seems odd that breakdancing would have gotten to the level where it is now a sport.
I don't know that I've seen breakdancing anywhere. Like, when it was popular, it was everywhere. And dubstep has been like more popular recently than breakdancing that I have seen. Maybe I'm hanging out in the wrong places. I don't know, but I haven't seen breakdancing like that. But it's going to be in the Olympics.
Shaka Khan is now playing in my head, by the way. I'm trying to think of what that breakdance movie was that she was in back in the
Electric
80s.
Boogaloo would have been that movie.
Okay.
I've seen it many times. Skateboarding, also new to the 2024 Olympics.
That one makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I think. I thought, no, you know what? It's snowboarding. Okay,
Yeah.
Snowboarding is in. So, yeah. I think skateboarding makes perfect sense.
I do too. I get that. Sport climbing also. I totally get that. Like rock walls are like all the rage and has been for a while.
Yeah.
But surfing.
I wonder how would you determine who would win? You've got big waves, little waves, like you're just out in the ocean, you know. Susie just got bit by a shark. Is she disqualified because she doesn't have a foot now? Or is she going to pass?
Well, I think there would be an abrupt end to the day if someone lost a limb or an appendage.
Well, but you know, most of the sports, it's so like swimming, you're in a pool.
Right.
And everybody is doing the same amount of laps in the same water at the same time.
Right.
Unless they're lining people up out in the ocean or wherever waiting for the same wave, I don't know how you would score people consistently.
Right, because the waves are never going to be the same.
Right. And how is it a true apples to apples comparison that way?
I don't know. But that's
it. I'm not joining the surfing team. I want my questions answered.
Sports that did not make it was ocean rowing, which that would make more sense to me than surfing.
Well, do they have regular crew, the regular rowing?
I don't know. I would think so.
I mean, if so, I don't know why you would need ocean rowing versus freshwater rowing. Mm-hmm. That would seem redundant. So I can see that not making it.
So the song playing in my head right now is Marilyn Manson's The Rowers, part of the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but whatever. That's what's in my head right now.
Rose has music. Barbara has cartoons.
Parkour also did not make it.
I feel like parkour is cool, and parkour may be in the future.
And that is also something like, how do you regulate that? Like, you have somebody go up the same street. Like, what are the points for jumping on this thing and this thing and this thing? Or how long you stay off the ground?
My thought would be in gymnastics, or figure skating, you have to have certain kinds of routines, and I think you have to submit your routine. I'm going to do a triple Lutz and a double flip and, whatever. Maybe they have to submit their routine, and they have to scale the side of this building and jump on that pylon and do one flip, and I don't know. My thought would be there would be an obstacle course kind of thing, and you have to get from point A to point B. That would be my thought. Here's a football field full of pylons and brick walls and staircases, and you have to get from one side to the other. Floor is lava. And then you get so many points for, or you get deductions for stuff. Parkour!
I think that could be really dangerous too. Like, if you miss a stair at the top of the staircase and then fall to your death on the sidewalk in Paris. So
it's lava, though.
You'll just evaporate. Okay.
I think I would I do not have the muscle tone or the coordination for parkour, but I think it's a really cool idea. I watch it all the time. I'm like, I could totally do that. And then, I trip over my own feet and go, oh yeah, I can't even walk across the floor. Why do I think I can, jump across a wall and scale up to the second floor. I can get the Frisbee on the roof, no problem. Not so much.
Not so much.
So you remember the Laugh Olympics?
I love the Laugh Olympics.
I now have visions of like Dick Dastardly trying to do parkour. And Muttley laughing at him. Okay, that wasn't a great Muttley, but
I think Grape Ape could like easily scale the wall. That's sort of what apes do, right? Is climb.
But didn't he also like hit the ground and make stuff move? Like a big power thunk on the ground kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, he could just do that and
everybody would fall and he'd win.
Right. That was a good show.
That was a great show. I loved all of Hanna-Barbera.
I did too. You know who that just made me think of too? Captain Caveman!
I saw a Captain Caveman plush thing, and it was really small. It had like a keychain clip on it, and I picked it up and it didn't say anything. Like, what the fuck is the point of Captain Caveman if he doesn't say the thing?
Right. He's got to do something.
Do you think any kids know what Captain Caveman is? But if the sound were playing, it would be awesome. They wouldn't care who this, 1970s, 80s character was. It would say something cool.
Yeah.
That was the best. And I don't know if it was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, but Dinky Doggy. Oh my God.
That only sounds vaguely familiar to me right now.
So I believe it was two girls. Maybe they were sisters. And they adopted a St. Bernard puppy, and they didn't understand that it was a St. Bernard. So they got the Dinky Doggy, and it grew to be this ginormous thing that was like bigger than them, and it would slobber all over them and everything, much like a St. Bernard. Yeah. But I loved big dogs even back then. So like that was like an amazing cartoon. Like, I want that dog.
The little ones in the morning, we will turn on. My daughter-in-law will turn on PBS. I love PBS. And there's a new Clifford the Big Red Dog show. And we read the books, but I don't ever really remember watching Clifford. And we had a discussion about how evidently this Clifford talks, and Clifford didn't used to talk.
Right.
And it disturbs my daughter-in-law quite a bit. Because Clifford is not supposed to talk. But then there's a whole other cartoon on PBS called Martha Speaks, which is a dog that ate alphabet soup and can now talk.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I have not watched many episodes fully with those. Typically, I'm getting ready for work when those are on, so. I cannot talk endlessly about it like I can about Hanna-Barbera and, the Yogi Berras and...
Oh, the Flintstones. Scooby-Doo was Hanna-Barbera.
He was there. He was in one of the teams.
Mm-hmm.
We had it was the Scooby-Doobies. Oh my God!
Of course, it was Scooby-Doobies.
So there's a thing going around on Facebook, and I've got it on my phone, or on one of my devices, where it shows Scooby-Doo sitting on a joint, and it says, we've all heard of Elf on a Shelf. Now there's Scooby on a Doobie. Just in time for 2020.
My grandson does not have the appreciation for Scooby-Doo that I have. So on clearance, probably about 6 months ago at Walmart, there was a mystery machine that opens up, and I think Fred was the only character that came in it by default. And since it was on clearance, all the rest were gone.
Buy Fred?
Yeah, who's going to buy Fred? So I loved this thing. And it stayed at my house only 1 week. And do you know what he calls it?
What?
The ice cream truck. That's all he thinks. He thinks it's an ice cream truck.
Well, there's Scooby's snacks.
It's the mystery machine. The inside opens, like there's no references to food, not even the big giant sandwiches. It's all like the mystery machine stuff.
Smoke doesn't roll out or anything.
So he calls it the ice cream truck, and I've tried to watch Scooby-Doo with him, and he wants no part of this. So maybe when he gets older, I don't know.
Well, my granddaughter does like Scooby-Doo. She does not like the Flintstones, though.
Mm.
She's like, no. But luckily, my girl likes Smurfs.
All cartoons are pretty great.
This past weekend, not only did we play games with Smurfs, but I'd gotten, I think they're called mini people, little people. I don't know, we got on my Kiss characters. You know you love your grandchildren when we pull out the letter play with the Kiss characters. So we were playing with my little Kiss mini people, and I think she was just calling them rock stars. We were playing with the rock stars.
Childhood was so great in some ways. The Saturday morning cartoons was just like the best.
I like one thing about COVID is they're bringing back like the Sunday night movies, which they did when we were kids. But what they're playing is the same damn movies from back then. So they're not new movies. They're, 30-year-old movies that they've put on. I never seem to be at home ready to watch TV when they're on. So, I'm missing them. Yes, I know that there's a thing called Netflix. I could watch them on if I wanted to. But I just like the whole TV experience, when everybody is watching it at 7:30 on a Sunday night or whatever. I remember the running to the bathroom and the fridge during commercials and, trying to hurry back. And there's something magical about that.
Sometimes we would go to my grandmother's house. So it was Lawrence Welk on Sunday.
With the bubbles. And then Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, which was... Did you watch that here?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know if it was an right, Omaha thing. Maybe.
Yes, we had it. It was outside Omaha. Yeah.
And then the Disney movie.
Oh.
That was Sunday.
Okay. So the Disney song is in my head. And I just realized it did not come out even when I started.
But Saturday night was a whole different story. Saturday night for me was terrifying. My brother and sister would watch Saturday Night Live, and this was like old school Chevy Chase, Gilda Radner sort of days.
Damn it.
It was before Eddie Murphy. Yes, Rosanna Dana. But I had to get out of Dodge by the time the second music thing happened, because immediately after that was Dr. Sanguinary Creature Feature, and this man was so scary. He had short red curly hair. His face was all painted green, and he had some creature behind a jail cell, and they would show horror movies. And his voice was so distinctive, and it was terrifying. So, it was a race. I wanted to stay up late, like my big brother and sister, but there's no way in hell. They would watch it, and me and my sister shared a bedroom. And so I had to put the pillow over my head and everything. I could not deal. There's this place in Omaha, I don't know if it's still there, it's called the Fishbowl. And for the Jerry Lewis Telethon every year, we would go donate money at the Fishbowl. And it was always a big thing. We're putting money in this physical, huge fishbowl.
Okay.
And Dr. Sanguinary was there one year, and I just heard his voice, and I'm like, ah! So my aunt was in the hospital once, and she'd shared a room with that man, and I heard his voice, and I'm like, no!
Wait a minute. I know you can share rooms in a hospital. I've never known a male and a female to be in the same room. That's weird.
Oh my God. It was horrible. And I think He was old then, but I think he just died a few years ago. Like, he lasted a while. But rumor has it he was a very nice man. This was just a thing. Creature featured Dr. Sanguinary on Saturday night on KETV in Omaha, and I wanted no part of that.
Well, my oldest granddaughter gave me, maybe this will help you, being scared of what's on TV. So she wanted to watch Jurassic Park over the weekend. And we had found a Jurassic Park cartoon, and I started playing it, and she had me stop it. So later on, we were done with our running, and she wanted to sit down and watch some TV. So she picked, I tried to put that back on, and she was like, no. So we were scrolling through the titles that were available. She picked the real Jurassic Park. And I was like, honey, I think this is kind of scary. And she went, the dinosaurs can't come out of the TV, Grandma. Oh, okay. So yeah, she pretty much told me.
Nice.
Yep. They cannot come out of the TV.
Well, it's very interesting because I'm all about the horror movies now. Like, I don't know what happened.
See, not me.
Yeah.
Not me at all. Not the horror movie person.
I'm all about it. And usually they're pretty freaking boring. They're not scary enough or whatever.
Now, for me, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on in between my ears. And you're right, they're usually boring. And I'm terrified to death of what could happen and doesn't. So like there's that suspenseful music. And I'm all like, oh my God, what is going to happen? And, your stomach starts getting in a knot and, your body's all tense, just waiting for something to happen. And then it's just like, boom.
Yeah.
So
I hate that.
Yeah. So I do most of it to myself, I'm sure. Just in anticipation of it. Sorry, it's now Rocky Horror.
I can watch that movie over and over again.
So I had seen something recently, squirrel, about they were, doing another, live action one. And I'm thinking, how fun would that be? But it's COVID time. How fun would it be when you can't run up and down the aisles and, throw hot dogs at people and stuff like that? So I decided we weren't going to do it. Because, of course, you were coming with me.
Yes. I would have.
But I was like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so that was awesome. Let's talk about the bright sides now.
The bright side. It is the holiday time, regardless of what you celebrate. It is a time it's okay to be childlike. It is okay to have fun. It is okay to exhibit joy. Be kind to one another. Not that we need a season to be the reason for it, but it's more acceptable now. People think about others more. I just love this time of year.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, I like Halloween because I get to dress up and be ridiculous and silly. But, now that we're into Christmas, it's just pure joy and you want to make other people happy right now. And so it's a little better in the world. Maybe not overall, but one-on-one, I think it's a better time, a better season.
It's nice to think about something else besides everything that happened this year. Like, I think even gift giving is a little sweeter this year.
And I feel like a lot with everybody being at home, we're reverting back to some of the older ways of baking for people, making homemade gifts, whether it's because you don't have the money this year because someone's lost their job, or you just have extra time because you're now working at home and your boss thinks you're working when you're really in the kitchen crafting. That's not me. I don't craft. I mean, I like making things for people. For me, it's food. Because again, I'm not super crafty, not super artsy, but I can make some good baked goods for sure. And it makes me feel good to do it.
I will be making some gifts this year, and I can't say what they are because some of the people listening might be getting them, but I I found a cute idea and I made something like it earlier this year, but it's going to be a little different. And I haven't seen anything quite like this before. So I'm very excited to be doing this. Yeah. So after I make some, I will post them after the recipients receive them and let you see my artwork. And maybe that'll be a whole Etsy thing. I don't know. Depends on how fun it is. I might hate every second of it. I don't know.
Speaking of hating every second of it, I didn't hate every second of it, but we got a gingerbread house this weekend, or I purchased it for this weekend. And it wasn't truly gingerbread. It was sugar funfetti cookie. Because, gingerbread's just eh. But I got this mini house and I thought this would be fun for me and the grandkids to put it together. And so me and the 5-year-old went ahead and I wanted to check it out before the 18-month-old came over, to see what we had to work with. For some reason, I thought I'd have to bake something in it, and I didn't. You just open it up and, stick it together. That thing was hard. It was, you have the pieces of the house and you use the frosting as like mortar to glue it together, and the pieces didn't line up. Like the side of the house was lower than the front, so there was no way to really attach the roof to the side of the house. So I just filled in a whole bunch of frosting in there. And then they give you these completely spherical balls, like BBs, like candy BBs. And don't you know, you try to stick those on the roof, they go down they slide off the roof, they hit the plate. I was chasing those things through 3 rooms of my house because I have wood floors. So these little candies were everywhere. And I mean, the grandbaby had fun, and but we did it without the 18-month-old. There was absolutely no way she was going to be able to do that. And we went to break it the next day. When she came over, we were going to share it, and we couldn't get it apart.
You did an awesome job.
We did an awesome job. So at first when we put it together, it's just this frosting, and it was kind of starting to lean, and I'm having to true it back up and stuff. But then, so the next day we're trying to take it apart, and I think we'll just be able to pop the one of the roof panels off. Nope. And then we turn it on its side, and my granddaughter starts smashing it with her fist. We're like, let's smash it. And it won't break. Eventually, I had to turn it upside down and pull on the 2 sides and snap it apart. But and it was a hard cookie. we had to use some milk for sure. But so that was my new thing that we got to try, and now I can say we did it. I have a feeling it's going to be a tradition because it was kind of fun.
Well, you can just make your own cookies next year. I mean, you can get all of that stuff and make it your own.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if I'm going to make cookies, we're just going to make cookies and eat cookies. But
okay.
Yeah, maybe we can make something else. But a house seems a little hard. I think I'll just keep buying the kit. So I'll give it another shot. Maybe we'll do the Oreo one next week.
Yum.
I'm not an Oreo fan.
I know you're not. I am.
And Oreo's made to be hard and crunchy. Anyway, new hard things.
New hard things. So if you can give this year, go to USPS OperationSanta.com and give to a child or a family. New ones are posted every day. Maybe we'll see you in Paris in 2024 breakdancing.
I'll have to go and practice my worm.
That's probably the only one I can do.
So if you see me on the ground flailing around and not having a seizure, just practicing for breakdancing in 2020. 2024.
So hopefully all of this is going to be over soon and we can start traveling again. And I'll keep you posted on the whole Reddit thing and see what's going on there.
Is there a time frame? What is like a date range when you have to mail your stuff by for your
by the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll know soon. ish.
Yep. So I am putting these up on YouTube as well. So I'm trying to do it the same night so everybody has it the same time. So you don't have to download an app to listen if you are people like Barbara.
I downloaded Spotify. I got it.
And spread the word. Let people know that we're here. And we are posting to TikTok. So check us out at TikTok. It's Bright Side of Crazy. And join us in our shenanigans. We're open to ideas too.
And we have, while we're out shopping, we have thought of sending out gifts to some of our listeners.
For sure. So email us at hello@brightsideofcrazy.com or rose@brightsideofcrazy.com.
Or Barbara@brightsideofcrazy.com.
And we'll see what happens next week. But in the meantime, be awesome.
See ya.
Bye.